And we want to find out what he think of here, Toronto, but in the same time, we want to find out his background. We want the people to know his background and how he destroyed so many people on his way to the national scene. So, I'll ask you to introduce yourself and give us some of your background and how you make it up to the national.
Good night. My name is Noel Sammy Llewellyn. I was born Foster Street, John, and grew up on St. Joseph Road, 40 St. Joseph Road. I started playing football probably at the age of 4 or 5 years in a primary school, Piccadilly EC Primary School. This is one thing I can never forget, right? And I started. A teacher named Mr. Joe Field used to throw football in the schoolyard in recess time. And everybody running behind this one football, the whole school. So you had to, you had to try to get the ball and for people not to take it from you. So that's how I started at Piccadilly EC School. Then I went to Progressive Educational Institute. After Progressive, I went with Midvale Juvenile with some great players, Michael Wiley, Wayne Lewis, myself, Chris Polido. After Midvale, I went to, I was always a small player. So they said to play in Port of Spain League, you have to be tough. So you better go Northern League and get some toughness. Yeah, right. So I ended up going up with Bees Sports Club from St. Anne's. Right? That is in Northern League. After Bees, in 1970, I went with Midvale Sports Club from Tragridge Road. After Midvale, I went to Essex in 71. I played 1 year with Midvale, and I played Essex from 71 to 77. I also played 1 year with Barter, not 1 year, 2 games with Barter ball players before I leave to come to the United States. Before I leave to come to play professional out in the United States.
Who was on that Barter ball players? Is that Gwenwyn and those guys?
No, not Gwenwyn. It had Ogis, it had Marvin Fustin as a young player, it had Alan B and them was on the team at the time. Ogus, Bojo. But that couple good players, a guy named Ronnie, he ended up with Defense Force who died. He died at a young age. But I only played 2 games with ball players before I leave to go North America.
Well, hold on to the ball players, because I want the public to understand this trend here. How did you go to ball players? Who pulled you into ball players? Because ball player, you're talking Barataria.
Yeah, Barataria.
Your roots is what area?
My roots is St. Joseph Road, really, right? St. Joseph Road, really. But I ended up playing for Essex and St. James and Midvale and St. James. But I basically play with ball players because I had stopped playing football at the time, right? Oh. I had stopped playing, right? I wasn't playing, and then.
Is that the injury or is that the?
No injury. I had fed up with what was going on with the TNTFA. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay for me to play. So I get fed up. So I decided to come back. I decided to leave to come out here. So I wanted to play some games before I come out here.
Oh, for fitness.
So I end up playing with ball players. Grant, my good friend Christopher Grant, he was the goalkeeper at Ball Players, and he encouraged me to come there.
And so you went for match fitness and general conditioning and fitness then?
Yeah.
Did it work for you?
Yes, it worked.
Okay. And what competition you was in, PYM?
No. That was the National Soccer League.
Okay.
That was the National Soccer League.
Okay.
I played 2 games. One against Police and one against, I think it's Chintuck. 2 games. Yeah, only 2 games.
Now, within those Midvale, Essex, obviously you won the national team, right?
Yes, I was in national team. I was in national team, not in Midvale, but from Essex.
And was Butkin there at the time?
Yeah, Butkin was there.
Yeah, God rest his
soul. Butkin played with us too. Butkin played in the early. Butkin played in 71 with Essex, 71. 1 year.
Oh, okay. So now you went away. They went away from the ball dribble, the Barataria team is bypassing the national program based on whatever little thing you have there. Because we're going into the international scene after your career, I just want to know, I want the public to get a little taste of your career. Now, within that time, when I left home, you, as I introduced you, you were the guy. You were the guy up front. No, unfortunately, I didn't know you had all those run-ins and stuff. I just want the public to understand this is a player coming up that I kind of was looking towards. You had it going on, and as a ball player, if you have a teammate or anybody around you who was having success, you tend to want to emulate or have that type of success. You might have a different skill set, but you want to have the success Sammy was having. So Sammy, you get your conditioning, you went, how was that? How was that with the traveling abroad to go professional? Did you go on different trials or?
Yeah, I went to only 1 chance. The rest of the teams contact me after I already made Aztecs, so I ended up staying with Aztecs. Right, so the experience, I had some problem with racism, right? You know, I don't want to go into that, you know what I mean, but it was not a good experience for me. So I, wanted to come back home after 1 season, because I never experienced that kind of thing in Trinidad.
Right. But let's kind of put that in perspective now. That was around 78, and I would ask you at that time,
78, 79.
right? For the young people listening, do you think things has evolved? We know it's still the elephant in the room, but based on a career now, seeing that the professional level has reached at a certain stage now, do you think it has improved somewhat since your time?
I don't think it improved. It has more opportunities for players now, right? All right, let me give you one experience, right? After I decided to come back to Trinidad, right? My good friend who played with me on Aztecs told me, says, Sammy, it didn't make no sense you're going back to Trinidad. You know what you come here for? So I started explaining about the racism and thing. So one day he arranged a meeting with his agent, right? With his agent, for him to look for the next team for me to play for. Because he knew what I was going through. So when we went to this meeting with the agent now, right? This guy, a guy called Clyde Best, who used to play for West Ham.
Yes, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Was there, right, with him. So I was telling them, the experience I have with the racism and stuff. And Clyde Best told me, he said, listen, he said, you ain't really go through nothing. Even though, I thought I went through, it was bad for me. But when he hear what I had to tell him, he say, hey, you ain't went through nothing. And when he started to explain me, right, what he went through, you understand? I really didn't go through nothing. You understand? You know, but Clyde and them is who probably paved the way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the experience to me wasn't good. You know, it wasn't good at all.
So what you did, so you bounced to another team or you went back home?
Now I come back home. When I came back home now, ASL started a professional team. The league then started, the professional league then started. They started a professional team with the intention to open a league. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I played, I think ASL played in the first division, you know, in Port of Spain League. They played Port of Spain League 1 year before the Premier League. And then the next year, the Premier League started. So there was, you know, in the Premier League where I think it's 7 other teams.
Was the team formed around you? What type of basis on those?
No, but they had to give a guy called Obi Peters Motong, they had to give him all the credit because it's he who probably select all the players, you know, mostly men from Canada. Well, you know, he's from Canada, so he helped out a lot of guys from Canada to play. But basically was they tried to get, you know, the top players, you know. So on the team at the time had like Juan Laforet, Anthony Fernandez, Francis Long, Vernon Charles, Leroy Spence, Stuart Charles, you know, Arab Nelson, Lennox Laforet, you know. The team was a good team, you know, but it could have been better.
In terms of performance or in terms of personnel?
Performance-wise, you know, and, you know, it was missing some parts. It was missing some parts.
Yeah, but first when you call these names, sometimes they have a little ego thing on, but that goes with the coach and stuff. That goes with the coaching because those players you call there for the time I left, those are accomplished players.
Yeah.
Those players, either through intercall or something, they play big games. And sometimes in a certain league, just about every game is a big game. So they just have to know that they bring it every game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so for you to think you need more, I would suspect that that had to be coming from the coaching. So when you decide to, how long you based in the US now? Or from what year you actually based? You say you were there, and what make you did you do that from your career move from a team and stayed there, or you decided you're going to the US?
No. What happened with that is at the time I'd stopped playing, so I ended up coaching St. Joseph Road Youth Movement team, right? And while coaching the team, you know, I run into some trouble with some guys. You understand? And I decided to leave because it wouldn't be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you answered the follow-up question because sometimes with the people listening and watching, they want to know, well, what's the follow-up question? What type of trouble? So you say it wouldn't be nice, so I have no question when it comes to that. So we could pass that on, right? And
it was a life and death decision, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So you went to the States what year?
I think it's 87. 87.
And before you go to the States, I need to ask you too, because we will be coming into the traveling, the Toronto and everything else. So I have to ask this before you're based in the States. Were you part of Ice Picks?
Yes, I was a foundation member ISPICS. I was a foundation member ISPICS. And ISPICS, was formed, well, as it was formed from players from Malvern and Essex. And the idea was to play nice football, right? And to go around the country playing a football that, that the youth could admire, right? I expect them to lose no games,
Well, I just want to put it in perspective for the public. The Ice Pick is guys over 35. That's after the career is over. And
yeah, after the career, yeah.
So it's not really in a league or anything. It's going and play teams, good teams.
Right. We used to go on open leagues, different leagues. You understand? Mm-hmm. But was ready to play a particular kind of football, right? Well, we used to call it joke, right? So that's how the Ice Pick name come up, right? And is Baby Headley really named the team too. He is who formed the team and named the team Ice Picks because of the joke,
And for the international public, they mean that that's the short passing, the knock.
Right, yes.
Passing the ball around because
exactly.
The other part of the public might know what joke it means.
Right, exactly.
So, so you left Ice Pick also and went away.
Yes.
So, okay. What did you still do anything in your career up there? Because Boyside had a nice league and stuff. Did you play at all in the US?
No, but I play a lot of minor league for different teams. Right? I play like a Movina League, I play in Etihad League with Solville, right? I play in Movina League with Planning Housing as goal tell you the other day. Right?
Yeah.
I play with Planning Housing. Right? But when I decided to turn professional, right? I stopped playing minor league. I stopped playing minor league because it was risky, to play minor league, and people paying it to play. You understand? So you had to be at the best all the time, and you had to be in shape. So I stopped playing minor league because because of injuries. I didn't want to get injured playing minor league. So.
But that's
when I come to the States,
that's not necessarily national because national players was playing in the Etihad League.
Yes, but I stopped playing minor league. I stopped playing minor league. I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. So when I come to the United States, I still didn't play no minor league. Although it had the league running in boys time and all that, right? Never play minor league. But I end up, helping out one team superstars here. Then I end up forming Ice Picks here.
At what level? At what level you were helping out?
I was helping out at no, but I was playing in the minor league too,
Okay,
so in minor league too.
Coaching or just learning the expertise?
Right, just learning the expertise. But 1 year that was, boy, I ended up coaching. I ended up the assistant coach at City Tech. Right, for 1 year. 1 year. For City Tech, right? But I was the assistant coach and I was doing everything, right? And wasn't getting paid the way I was supposed to get paid. So I ended up leaving. The coach used to just come, right, with a notepad, right? And then look to pick the side, you understand? And I crying on, I doing everything. You know,
Well,
so
that's how
I
it is.
cannot deal with
You
that.
know, that's what the trader and stuff does. You know, they have guys that do this, and the coach just do the tactical, the strategy, and so.
No tactical, nothing. I run any team on field and on. There's no tactical, nothing.
So what? Okay, so I can see the years adding on here now with all these trial and error. Your career kind of out of the question. So how did Ice Pick USA
Form.
did that form, and what was the objective?
All right. But I speaks, before my speaks here in America, because it had one or two ex-national players here at the time, right? And we decided to form iSpeaks. Well, of course, I was a foundation member, so I get sanction from them, you know, to do it, right? The players, it had one or two national players, you know, like Anthony Fernandez, Vernon Charles, Stevie Wood, you know, a couple national players. And with time, we started to get more players like, you know, Steve David, Span, you know, different national players passing through and they're playing. But I speak here now to set a standard, right? Right? The goal really was to keep the guys together and for me to travel America. Right? So, you know, we used to go all over. But the standards we set, you understand? I'm talking about discipline wise and playing wise. You understand? You know, was really high. You understand? So teams, you know, teams from all over wanted us to come and play. You understand? So we used to just travel, you know, wherever it have Trinidad communities, you know, we used to travel and play.
No tournaments.
No tournaments.
All right.
No tournament.
So you, as one of the founding members, you got sanctioning?
Yes, I got sanction here from the rest of guys home here.